It's time for a discussion.
It's just it. Elon Musk referred to some guy as a pedo.
Yeah.
File. So I don't know if you guys have heard the news. It just happened a couple hours ago. But
hot off the press. You should explain to the viewers what a pedo is, because not everyone will know that. Pedo is short for pedophile.
Yeah. So Elon Musk referred to this guy.
And a pedophile is an adult man or woman who
should be killed. And totally unrelated, and we're going to talk about this later, they're trying to add pedophiles to the LGBTWXYZ movement.
What?
Isn't that disgusting? But we'll talk
no
about that.
way.
It's
Ew,
we'll talk about that in a future
How does
video.
it?
Okay, so here's the background. So most of you know there were a whole bunch of kids who were trapped in a Thai cave. And so Elon Musk was minding his own business on Twitter one day, doing his musky things, and then somebody said to him like, hey Elon, is there any way that you can provide help of any form in this whole situation? Because like obviously he's got resources, he might be able to help. I think it was a smart ask of that person, whose name was...
She's got notes.
Mags. Elon Musk responded, I suspect the Thai government has this under control, but I'm happy to help if there is any way to do so. And so he's giving respect to the Thai government. He's not inserting himself in any way. And so there was like some banter back and forth, and he started throwing around ideas, and people were like, you know, he's really cool and like talks to his followers on Twitter. And so yeah, there were some ideas bandied around, and then him and his team a few days later developed this miniature submarine thing.
But didn't they already have the submarine, or did they design it for this?
They designed it was like a part that was supposed to be connected to one of his rockets or something. But I'm not sure, but it was like basically a tube that they converted into a submarine thing, as far as I understand.
Was it a 6-inch sub or a 12-inch
foot
sub?
long, $5 foot long.
That's it. I haven't eaten a Subway in a while.
Really? Because I have a picture of you from today right here eating
that's you.
Foot-long sub. Oh wait, yeah, that was me. But anyway. And also it was a Hungry Man hoagie from...
Yeah, it wasn't even a Subway sandwich.
But I digress.
Oh my God.
So they ended up developing this little submarine thing, and they didn't even know if it was gonna be 100% useful or not, but like they're just doing what they can to try and help. And so
I remember reading those reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like they were just what we could do in the short term.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys could use it, kind of thing. I wasn't sure if they could actually do it. But at that time, they were scrounging for all solutions.
Yeah,
I remember
like,
that. They were planning for every scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So they ended up developing this thing, and one of the head top caving experts who was called in specifically to deal with this situation actually urged Elon Musk to build the sub as quickly as possible. And
oh really?
Yeah.
One of the authority people, the military?
Not authority, but it was one of the caving experts who was called in to help.
Okay.
And so he urged him to do it as quickly as possible because, you know, like...
Yeah, they wanted all solutions, I think.
Time is of the essence, you know? So anyway, they ended up bringing it to Thailand, and the government ended up saying like, oh, we don't think this is gonna work. And although the tests and everything that Elon's team did, like professionals obviously, like engineers and whatnot, with their tests and stuff, like they're pretty confident that it would have worked, but the government in the end said that they weren't
yeah,
gonna
I feel
use
like
it.
I'm sure it was operational. I just wonder if they had enough information of the situation in the cave itself to know if it actually worked. Like, I feel like people on the ground would know more.
So that's why he sent his team, was to go check out all that stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, and they even made an inflatable one to test out in the things, like to scale, to test out. But anyway, so they were just doing what they could, and then the government was like, oh, thanks, but no thanks, basically, as far as I understand. And then, but they ended up keeping it. They're like, oh, thank you so much. We could use this possibly in future situations, and it was actually a really good thing what Elon Musk did. And then all these morons on Twitter started accusing Elon Musk of using the situation as a PR move, like, oh, free PR off of kids struggling. It's like, screw you, idiots. He always shares everything he does and always has, because it's very interesting to people, and people want to know, like, oh, this is so sweet, he could very possibly save these kids with this thing. So yeah, these idiot attention whores on Twitter who just love finding anyone doing something good and want to tear them down. That's like their whole goal. It's like a new sport.
But was it a whole bunch of people that accused him of this, or a specific person?
A bunch of people did accuse him of this. But then, just recently, this guy, Vern Unsworth, so he is one of the divers involved. From what I understand, he didn't actually have any real involvement outside of helping the authorities pinpoint approximately where the boys might have been.
At the beginning of the mission? Or like of the situation?
Yeah, I think so. So he gave them an approximate idea of where he thought they could be because he was familiar with the cave system. And they ended up being like 200 meters away from where he thought they might be. But as far as I can understand, outside of that, he had nothing else to do with it. These other two divers who actually found the boys were more involved. Yeah, so anyway, so this guy's doing all these interviews, and then he said the mini submarine had absolutely no chance of working because the billionaire inventor had no concept of what the cave passage was like. So this guy told Elon Musk to stick his submarine where it hurts, and then accused him of using the whole situation as a PR stunt.
Interesting.
And the British guy also said some stuff like, oh, Elon Musk was told to leave right away, and like he was really weirdly like defensive or argumentative.
Yeah, kind of aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive and weird. Which is what made me want to look more into this weirdo guy. I can't find anything in these stories of why he would say that to Elon Musk.
I have my theory.
You can tell me after.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what set off Elon Musk. So then Elon Musk said, never saw this British expat guy who lives in Thailand suspicious at any point when we were in the caves. Only people in sight were the Thai Navy Army guys who were great. Thai Navy SEALs escorted us in, total opposite of wanting us to leave. Water level was actually very low and still not flowing. You could literally have swum to cave 5 with no gear, which is obviously how the kids got in. If not true, then I challenge this dude to show final rescue video. Huge credit to pump generator team unsung heroes here. And he said, you know what? Don't bother showing the video. We will make one of the mini sub pod going all the way to cave 5, no problemo. Sorry, pedo guy, you really did ask for it.
Oh,
and then he got a bunch of backlash, and the reason why I love Elon Musk is he does not cower to the Twitter mob. So one guy in particular said, oh sorry, he's calling the guy who found the children a pedo. Real classy. Elon Musk's response, betcha a signed dollar it's true. Anyway.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of fun to make a bet with Elon Musk.
I do too.
Whatever the situation is, accept it and have fun with it and roll with it. That's what I would do.
Okay, so now here's one thing that I have to say about this. That's a very harsh statement to make against someone, but Elon Musk is not a dumb person, obviously, and I feel like maybe he has reason to believe, besides the obvious, that you should never trust a single white male who is in Thailand by himself. Words to live by. I'm kind of with Elon on this one, and yeah, that guy did a great service. Good for you, you pinpointed where the kids might have been. But why is he so mad at Elon? So what's your theory, Babu?
Okay, so first of all, as I share this theory, it doesn't mean that I support the guy or like support that he's not a pedo. I have no idea what his background is. He could be a pedo for all we know, like I don't know, and he could be. And I do think there's some truth to the Debo statement that if you're a single guy living in Thailand, especially like an older guy, you know, the ones that are socially awkward,
really
you know, yeah, there's a certain type. I'm probably overgeneralizing, but there is some truth to that.
Wait.
Just like how there's some truth to Asians that can do math really well.
Remember this gross creep? Anyway, go on.
So my theory is this guy is probably jaded against large corporations and organizations.
Oh, he's one of those hippy dippies.
Yeah, and that's why he's by himself doing his own thing and living like in a low cost of living type of environment. He's probably retired, and large corporations, organizations are the enemy, and then so any action of them is a publicity stunt or some way of them taking advantage of the system to, you know, I don't know, show their authority and gain more money somehow. And if they are jaded, then yeah, then that could be the reason why he's so anti-Musk. Anti-Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. I don't know, that's my thinking, but there's so little information. We tried to find more, and it's hard for me to do a real assessment.
Yeah, I was trying to find more information
but
about
Debo likes to go off her gut more, and so that's where she's coming from.
I have successfully called out pedophiles 3 times in my life.
She has.
Successfully.
There's been instances where she would be like, that guy's a pedophile, and then we'll just hang around and watch this guy, and he would actually check out like the kids, like parents are walking on the seawall.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Well, that's not even the most extreme.
Like, but
that was just me guessing.
But there's more than one occasion.
Real ones,
yeah,
who got charged.
Whereas I'm like happy-go-lucky, like I'll give him a bit of doubt. Maybe just an old man hanging out on his own. But then the way they look at the kids, it's kind of gross.
It's creepy. No, I've had the gut feeling about like a few different kinds of people, and they actually ended up getting charged with making child pornography or things like that. This is including like people from my childhood. So
yeah. So
Debo,
I think you should get on Twitter and talk to Elon Musk.
I hate Twitter. Twitter's a cesspool.
Come on, get on there.
I've had Twitter 3 times and deleted it 3 times.
Create a Yamo and Debo Twitter.
You told me not to.
Okay, whatever.
I think that's dangerous. I will if you want me to, no, but I'm telling you,
she'll be up all night.
You'll lose your job. You will lose your job if I get us a Twitter.
No, you're supposed to be good.
I know, I'll try and be good. Anyway, well, I think that's a very good theory, Babu. Want to hear my theory? My theory is that this guy, he's out there like talking to CNN or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, I was there right from the very beginning, and
he wants more credit.
And I did this, but I was there for all 17 days. It's like, okay, I'm sure you pinpointed the kids, but why did you need to be there for 17 days? And why do you need to say that to like you? I feel like he's pissed off that Elon Musk stole a bit of his thunder.
And I feel like Elon Musk actually doesn't need, like, he's not in a position right now.
He does not need PR.
Because he just delivered on the latest Tesla Model 3, and there was a lot of positive press recently.
He's doing pretty well for PR. He doesn't need to take advantage of some, you know, he's just doing what he does, and he was helping. Doing more than like most people do in their entire lifetime. He's helping.
I wonder if the submarine would work.
He's gonna do a thing to try and find out.
Is he?
Yeah, they're gonna go back and
because I thought the caves kind of like go like this, right? Like there's it go like the land goes like this, and then the water goes like this.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So like if you got a submarine, it goes into the pool, and then you go up, but then there's like a hump. So how do you get the submarine over and then to the next pool?
I guess we'll find out. But
that's how I understood the cave was like.
But also, I'm pretty sure the engineers know more than what we read on the internet, right?
Come on.
But yeah, so Elon Musk, we support you. And as far as people getting all up in arms about him using such a strong statement without knowing, we can.
Yeah, that is true. Come on, Elon.
No. I'm okay. But so Babu is the more mature one.
Came to conclusion pretty quickly.
Babu's very mature, but I believe, why hold back? Like, you don't owe anyone anything. This guy's being a real dick to Elon, so let him be a dick back. And I don't even see it as dickish. I see it as like deserve it.
There are many
but I'm
other
a shit
weapons
poster and a meme lord
before you go to pedo. You know what I mean?
Well, unless you know.
Yeah, unless I guess.
And
no.
I think those suspicions are pretty.
Well, I mean, your theory and all of it.
If you're a 65-year-old single white man who's been living in Thailand, works for some school or something, and is around children sometimes, that's a little sus bracket. But again, I gotta make it very clear. From what I read, it doesn't look like that guy did much beyond pinpointing the location of the children, which is a good thing. But beyond that, I don't think he had anything to do with the diving teams or anything. But I really could be wrong, and if I am, then I'm very sorry. and I take it back.
We're based on whatever.
Yeah.
We're basing everything on the limited information we have.
Yeah, just what we've read on.
So we'll find out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys
That's
think?
the question.
Anyway, yeah, we like sharing our opinions, so let's hear what you guys think, because we know that some of you hate how opinionated we are and some of you love how opinionated we are. But we also want to hear what you guys think, and we'll talk to you in the comments because we enjoy banter with you guys. And Elon, if you're watching, the most important thing that we could possibly do if we had your ear and eyes is introduce you to the Bambis.
Hello, submarine. Oh yeah, submarine. Or up periscope. Down periscope. 50 meters. 50 meters. There's a pedo in the yards over there. Roger that.
So yeah, that's it.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Comment. Comment everywhere.
Below.
Da, 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 da.